We learn new ideas by connecting them to what we already know, adding them to an existing network of concepts and relationships. The more we know about a subject or an idea, the more easily we can learn, because the more we have to connect back to. If we know prior knowledge is important for learning, then one of the best tools at our disposal in any new learning project is self-assessing prior knowledge. Before we begin, we want to start by asking ourselves two essential questions. What are we trying to learn? And what do we already know? Asking these questions at the outset helps us confirm we're ready to begin, that our prior knowledge is adequate. In the classroom, you might ask questions like, what do I already know about this topic or field? And have I learned a similar subject or skill? What will my professor expect me to know when I show up in class the first day? The other reason assessing prior knowledge is helpful is just because it forces us to retrieve what we already know. And it reminds us of the connections and associations that are already at our disposal. Consciously taking the time to inventory what we know that's related primes our brains to make connections as we take in that information. It also sets us up to think about learning as a process of making connections. That same strategy of consciously working to identify new information and how it fits with what we already know works not just at the beginning of a project, but at every step along the way. So as we go, we might ask questions like, how does this subject relate to other subjects I've learned in the past? How does each new topic or unit connect with the ones that came before and after? What story is being told by this information? The effect of this regular self-assessment and this effort to connect new ideas to prior knowledge is to foster what's called conceptual learning. If we learn by connecting information to what we already know, then the more connections we can make, the better we'll be able to hold on to that information.